What's up, guys? This is the MMA Complex. My name is Josh.
And I'm James.
It is Wednesday night, November 7th. Brand new episode. Glad to be back. What's going on, man?
Good, man. Can't believe in a couple of weeks will be Thanksgiving and then straight to Christmas, man. It's freaking crazy.
Do you know if you're going to get Thanksgiving off of work? Or are you going to?
I usually work just because I get the triple pay, but
Yeah.
it's hardly even work. I just kind of sit there and mess around, and then the next day I start my 10-day vacation.
Are you having? Do you know if your family's having anything, or are you guys?
I'm going to go to girls' probably Santa's house again this year, and then
nice.
Then I leave to Vegas. I think that's Sunday. Yeah, Sunday.
That's right. Tell the people you're going to Metallica over there in Vegas.
Yeah, I'm excited. I saw them last at the Rose Bowl. It's kind of hard to be intimate with like 100,000 people.
Yeah.
This is an arena show, and I got really, 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 really good seats, so I'm pretty excited.
Is it T-Mobile Arena?
Yeah, T-Mobile.
Nice.
I'm like one row above the floor, so I'm like, and then their stage is right in the middle, so everyone's around them. So no matter where you sit, it's a good seat.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm like right there.
That's cool. I like the T-Mobile Arena. Last time I was there was with the Rolling Stones, and then I was pretty much at the top because the tickets are expensive for them. But it's a nice arena. It's really nice. You'll like it. It's really doesn't look big from the outside, but once you get in there, it's pretty big.
Yeah. I paid like $350 for 2 tickets, so $150 each.
Not bad. It's not bad.
So yeah, I'm excited.
It's gonna be cool. I might head over to Vegas. I think probably the day before you head over there.
Yeah, I think you tell me that.
Yeah, it's not for sure, but it's pretty for sure. I think it's
last trip before the baby comes.
Last trip before the baby comes. I only got maybe at the end of this week, 6 more weeks before like the due date.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's crazy. I mean, and he can show up anytime during that time. So who knows?
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's less than.
It's gonna be weird coming to your house to record, and then seeing a baby there.
Yeah. No, we've been doing Lamaze classes. I don't know. Are you familiar with Lamaze classes?
Yeah. We go there and they teach you how to breathe and whatnot.
Yeah. It's from about 7 to like 9:45, 10. She lets us. Yeah, it's a long class. She lets us out a little bit before 10. It's almost like going to school, but it's not bad. We're there with like maybe 12 other couples, mostly Asian couples. But dealing with I'm in Baldwin Park, and this whole San Gabriel Valley area is pretty much majority Asian. But a lot of Asian couples, some nice looking ladies in there, and they're very like housewifey, but like cute.
Yum yum.
and then the ladies, she's got this like this Jerry curl thing going on, and a really nice lady. But she's been doing it for a while, and I guess the classes there's a lot of breathing, a lot of like you're mostly for the moms. You're gonna expect this. You're gonna go through this. Partners referring to us. You're gonna have to be there to support them. You're gonna need to know this. You're gonna make sure you're doing this. I don't know how much of it I'm gonna actually retain. A lot of the people in there are like it's like going to class. A lot of the people in there are like they don't. It's weird because they're older people, like they're like around my age, but they're acting just like they were in high school or whatever. She'll ask, "Hey, so what are you guys working on right now? What'd you guys work on?" And nobody says anything. She asks for participation. Maybe one person out of the group actually participates. Yeah. It's like fucking high school again, or like college. It's funny.
No, it's funny. Well, like I think going to class, I think there's some good to that, to kind of see what to prepare for, what to expect. But then, like, you learn all these different techniques. But when it actually happens,
it goes right out the window.
All that stuff goes out the window because now you're facing reality, and oh my god, I can't even fathom what you and Liz are gonna go through that night.
I don't know. We saw a video of this lady that was going through a lot of the stuff that she talked about, and breathing techniques, and this and that, and the whole birth. And I mean, the lady was full on naked. We saw everything. It was in the video. Not the best looking lady, but not the best looking couple, but it was a funny video. Me and Liz were just talking shit about the people in the video the whole time. Like they look like I don't know if you know who Tim and Eric are.
Yeah,
comedian. They look like Tim and Eric.
Oh my god,
it was funny.
That's bad.
Yeah. So it was that watching her give birth. It was a little traumatic, but yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
That was on YouTube, or
it was like she said you could find it on YouTube, but she had it on a DVD, and it was like the whole process of this lady The husband was narrating the thing. Husband, obviously, he I think he's obviously a gay guy, a gay, closeted gay for sure.
He probably
He
sucks.
gave off that vibe.
He sucks dick part time.
Yeah, he gave out that vibe that he's hiding something in the closet. Yeah,
he wears her panties when she's sleeping.
yeah. He was a little much, and then yeah, it's just crazy. She's just there, like, man. The lady was like going through all these breathing techniques and just like had these three people, the nurse, the head doctor, the husband, all rubbing her down and encouraging her to keep going, keep going. And when she's not doing much, she's just kind of like preparing for the actual birth. And when it actually comes, it's just kind of like it's just her pushing. But she gets like in the seat, and she puts her legs up on this like up against this like guardrail type of thing, and they have like a blanket or like a towel that they wrapped around it, and like a monkey bar type of thing. She puts her foot on each side of it, and she's pulling it and pushing at the same time. She's like, and she's just like with her legs up.
Ooh.
Yeah. And then yeah, and then you see the head coming. Oh man! And then when they take out the kid, it's just like, bloop, and they just fucking like drag him out. It's just it's disturbing.
That's crazy, man. And I don't know. And then the blood and and all that stuff. I don't like for you, and it's pretty a stressful situation to think about. But can you imagine what Liz has to go through? Or I
feel bad for her.
She doesn't even know what's gonna happen.
I know. Oh, she saw the video, and I mean, she was like, I think a little frightened, but then also still a little like, she's excited still. She's obviously, but
yeah, because for the woman, like they not only
they go through everything.
Yeah, they gotta like deal with carrying a baby with it, and changing their lifestyle to become diabetic. They become, their everything. Their body changes, and then to go through that pain, and we just bam bam, and we just do this for 9 months, and then hold their hand during the pregnancy, and that's it. I can't be that bad. Come on. You're whining.
Yeah, no, it was something. But yeah, I've been doing that. I think my last class is next week, so every Tuesday we've been going. It's been cutting into my sleep a little bit, because if I don't get that sleep before that, or if it gets interrupted at all, I'm fucked for the rest of the night. I'm tired, because I work overnight, so I go straight from work right after that.
You should try to get a day off the next day.
Yeah, it's just scheduling. It's too much. I don't feel like dealing with it. It's not that bad. She lets us out a little bit before, so I have time to go get ready and then go to work. But it's not too bad. But it does kind of cut into some time of sleep. So you voted, right? Did you vote?
Yeah, I voted. Yeah,
I voted too. Hope everybody else voted. It seems like things kind of went the way. If you follow like politics in any way,
like very little. Like you can't expect.
Yeah. You can't, like, everybody expecting this big old like blue wave, and it was more of just they split it. It was almost a tie. You got the Republicans gaining the Senate. You have the Democrats gaining the House. Now it's split power. Before it was all Republican, controlling both the House and the Senate. Mm-hmm. So now Trump's all freaking out. He's going on a terror today. Fired Jeff Sessions, attacking the media, attacking all the people that lost their races, like that are Republican, attacking them. It's going crazy. It's going to be interesting. Yeah, it's going to be an exciting time.
It's a real life soap opera.
Yeah, because he's nervous, and he's doing everything he can to does not get put into jail or fired or whatever, impeached.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of it's crazy that this is actually happening in real life and not on a drama series. But then, as much as we hate having to live through these times, at the same time, it's kind of cool to be experiencing
a moment in history.
A moment in history that you see a president.
This is going to be looked at from years on out.
Yeah, I mean, like a sitting president who's every day since he got into office has been a story.
Yep.
And that's never been like that with any other president. No. So to be able to witness it and see his presidency kind of crumble down and in front of our eyes is kind of crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. So people expected him to kind of maybe fire Jeff Sessions. So Jeff Sessions was actually the person in kind of blocking him from shutting down or disrupting the investigation that's going on against him. So people were speculating that he might, after the midterms, fire Jeff Sessions. So it's kind of playing out the way people expected, but people still don't believe that he's willing to go this far, and he is. And it's going to be interesting to see how far he takes it and how much of a fight he puts up. Yeah. But yeah, it was a big day, big voting day. I went straight after work. I was exhausted.
Yeah, me too.
And then yeah, but I mean, you got to do it. Young youth and the young vote, they're the ones that just, even though they do the most activism, there's a lot of kids out there that just have no idea what the hell's going on in the world around them at all.
Yeah, after work, I went straight to the polls, and I was surprised to see more youth than adults. I think it was more young people than adults. I mean, there were like seniors and adults, but it was a lot of them in line were youth.
And the one thing I'm not the only one that's talked about this. I've seen this on social media. Is that I still can't believe that we still have the same old-fashioned voting system. Like
Republicans,
paper. Not just that. Not political parties so much. Yeah, that's one thing. But paper.
Yeah.
Like we saw, like just paper ballots that you have to punch holes in. Mm-hmm. Like, how long have they been doing this? Like,
you should at least go like an iPad and then just touch.
Since the start of our democracy, like how long has this been going on? It's crazy. Like the fact that we still have to go out of your way, go to like some weird location. Mine was at a Toyota dealership.
Yeah, mine was at a lodge.
Yeah, and then go in and punch holes in a piece of paper, and have some lady put it in a box and hope that they know what they're doing and count it. It's so
you get a sticker at the end.
Yeah, and then you get a sticker at the end. What they should do is find some type of
like an iPad, right?
Yeah, government sanctioned like app that you download that's encrypted, that's ran by a third party, that's just whatever. It may get hacked. I guess they don't want it to get hacked. I guess it's easier for them to get hacked, but then it's also easy. I don't know. Maybe if it's not broke, don't fix it, but it is broke. So I guess I don't know.
Yeah, it's broke because Donald Trump's in president.
Yeah, so. And the way people manipulate voting and redistricting, and it's so freaking corrupt. But the fact that like we haven't transitioned fully to electronic voting it's interesting.
Yeah, it is.
No, it is. Or even if they had a voting booth like at a specific location, and but that was secure device, and you had a couple of them, and instead of punching holes in a piece of paper, at least move over to an electronic voting machine. Yeah. I don't know. More of them, but I guess that costs money. Yeah. I don't know. Politics. What else happened in the recent? Saw the movie Mid-90s. Good movie.
Never heard of it.
I recommend it. If you can go watch it. It's written, directed by Jonah Hill. It's kind of like a 90s, like period piece type of, in the mid 90s, obviously, around like skateboarding culture at that time. They filmed over here, Montebello High School. They filmed in East LA, Boyle Heights. They used like a lot of the real kids in the neighborhood. It's a good movie.
What's it called?
Good movie. Mid-90s. It's a good movie. It's in theaters right now. It was limited, and then it went like full release. But guarantee that's the next movie you should watch. I guarantee. But man, what else? Fights.
Fights. Yeah, MMA.
Let's get to fights. UFC 230 this past weekend. Cormier versus Lewis. This is on November 3rd, Madison Square Garden. Good card overall. Sijara Eubanks didn't really make any stink of any drama. We were hoping that she was going to make some drama.
No, she talked to Joe right before the fight.
Yeah, it looks like she said something to him before the interview.
Yeah,
too.
Yeah. Joe. No, when they were going to I think during fight week, Joe went up to her and apologized.
Yeah,
because he knew that she didn't talk smack. So to avoid that, he approached her and killed her and squash the beef.
And Joe talked about this on the podcast with Bert Kreischer, and they talked about the fighters and the beef that they've had with certain fighters, and he talked about like he's had run-ins with like, and he's had fighters get angry with him, and he talked about the sensitivity of fighters, and you know I think we were guilty of this, you know, even with the Israel thing, of like calling fighters sensitive because they are in a lot of ways very sensitive.
Yeah. It's strange.
It's strange. The toughest guys out there, but they're human, I guess, in a lot of ways, and they're
it's ego. It's very ego, and once that ego gets a little cracked, they get really upset.
And Rogan was talking about the fact that he's like they put themselves on the line, they put it all out there, and they just take everything really personal. This is the way it is,
and it shouldn't, because everyone's gonna criticize. I mean, as long as you're fighting, you're winning, and you have a career, then
that. And I think fighters in the sport is one thing, and also especially MMA fighters are barely getting that recognition like other athletes are. So I think they're still getting used to the limelight and criticism that comes with it.
In the UFC, I think other promotions don't go through that.
You had other good fights on there. Lyman Good picked up a win, knocking out Ben Saunders. Love Ben Saunders, but has not been doing good lately. Feel for him, and hopefully he bounces back. Shayman Moraes looked really good against Julio Arce. I really like that. I want to talk to Shayman Moraes, man. The guy is, I don't know, interesting. I like the way he fights, and it's interesting, guy. So I want to get him on the show one day. And then Sijara Eubanks picking up a win. You have Israel Adesanya defeating Derek Brunson, kicking off the main card. What'd you think about that fight, man?
It was an impressive win. I mean,
kind of what we expected.
He was stuffing Bronson's takedowns.
Yeah,
he looked like water, man. He's so crisp with his strikes, and it's kind of like playing with a fly.
Yeah, yep. His takedown defense again. It's Israel just puts it together better than most people that have come from a singular sport. Like he just is able to put it together. I think he's a mix of like Anderson and John Jones. The guy is just like
he's so good.
He's next level, man. He's so good, and I think he can easily fight for the title soon.
I think by Wyman losing, it opens up that door for him to shoot right up to the.
There's talks of Jacare talking a little trash about Israel's comments. I think Israel said something about Jacare, so I think that's probably the fight next that's going to happen.
Yeah, I think they're going to make that Anderson Silva fight too as a showcase
against Israel. Who? Against Israel? Is that in the talks? Is that people talking about that?
Yeah, Ariel was talking about it.
Huh. That'll be interesting. I probably wouldn't necessarily go that route my first option, but it's an interesting fight. I like Jacare and Israel. I think that's a good fight. While Whitaker and Gastelum have their fight in January, so I think it's a good fight.
Yeah, that middleweight, the champion is boring. Like his personality, so
you don't like Whitaker? I like Whitaker. I mean,
he's a good fighter, but his personality sucks.
His personality is.
He's
not a shit talker. That's the thing.
They need Israel as a champion.
In terms of promoting
that division alive.
Yeah, in terms of promoting, he's not the biggest promoter. But he does promote himself a lot. He does do a lot of media, but he's just not an exciting guy.
Who appreciate technique and appreciate good fighting. People want to see conflict.
I would say Whitaker is a lot like probably Demetrius Johnson in a lot of ways, where he's got that personality, but he's
never going to sell.
No, he's not going to. He's not a sell.
He's never going to be a big star.
No, I wouldn't. Yeah.
No. Israel, he's brash. He's people tune in and watch him.
I like that fight
care
though.
About him.
I like that fight. I think Israel matches up well with every single person in the top 5.
He's gonna be a champion.
I think he's gonna be a champion. If he's not, I'd say Whitaker is probably his toughest test. But I would love to see that Jacare Israel fight.
Yeah.
And then also on the card, you had Carl Robertson defeating Jake Marshman. You had Jared Connor defeating David Branch. That was a good fight. David Branch against Jared Connor. That was a back and forth. Jared Connor is a scary guy. He's got the little half throw going on. Just a nasty fighter, man. That was a good match. You had Jacare Souza defeating Chris Weidman. Controversial stoppage at the end in terms of a lot of people felt like the ref could have stepped in and Weidman didn't need to take the extra 1 or 2 hits. It wasn't much. I don't think there's anything to really going up in arms about. But Jacare felt the same way. He's like, I'm a fan of Weidman. I felt like the ref could have easily just stepped in real quick and prevented that extra shot or two. But it was a back and forth fight, man. They went back and forth, going up, standing up. I think their ground games nullified that each other, and it kept it standing, and it was a back and forth war, and Jacare kind of pressed that more of the action and really was headhunting Chris Weidman.
Yeah, I looked at the scorecards, and Chris, they had both. I mean, all three judges had Chris running up in that fight.
Yeah,
going to that third round, or was it the second round?
I think they finished in the third.
Yeah, in the third round. So I mean, I felt bad for Weidman. It reminded me of
second round. I'm sorry, second round. And the end of the second round.
Yeah, and it reminded me of when Weidman fought Romero and got caught. Before that, he was winning that fight.
Yeah,
and it just seems like he does well in the beginning, and then he just gets lazy and he drops his hands or something happens. And he gets caught. So yeah, he's on a downslope, but I mean, he can easily have won his last couple of fights if he would just fought smart.
And I felt like it would go that route. Like if it kept it standing, which it did, Weidman would be able to put combinations together and do his thing, and he was kind of able to do that. But in the end, it's just like, I guess like Romero, he ends up getting caught, and then that's it.
Sad.
Unfortunately, he's not able to put together. People are telling him that he should go up to light heavyweight. I don't really think that's the answer, but it is a fresh start. I don't know. What do you think?
I think he should. I think I think he's wasted all his chances as fighting for a title.
Yeah.
Right now, and if he would have to start from the beginning, it'd take him a long time to get to the top, I think. And two, at 205 needs guys. It's like the heavyweight division. It's a really shallow division, and having someone like Weidman in there, creates some pretty interesting matchups. So I think him going to light heavyweight is actually a good idea.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it. He needs a fresh start, so I wouldn't mind it. I'd be okay with it. Then you had in the main event, you had Daniel Cormier defeating Derek Lewis. Kind of went as expected. Daniel dominated the fight. What'd you make of it? Second round, rear naked choke.
I felt bad for Lewis. I think that he got put into this position way too early.
Yeah.
I think it's one of the bad things about the heavyweight division. You win a couple of fights and you're pushed to that title fight. It reminded me of Sergio Pettis.
Yeah.
Being pushed. It's the same thing. I think Derek Lewis needed a couple more fights under his belt, or at least some more experience in there with a good grappler. But I mean, the result didn't surprise me.
Yeah.
I mean, DC. I mean, he went in that fight with a lot of risk.
It did.
But
he did.
Luckily, he beat him and he made a ton of money.
Yeah.
But I think the most interesting part of that fight was his post-fight interview with Joe Rogan.
Mm-hmm.
Telling Brock to bring his newly won Universal Championship to the cage.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think Vince would allow Brock to bring that WWE title.
Yeah.
But even if he did, I think Brock wouldn't do it. I think
no,
it would be embarrassing.
Yeah, he wouldn't do it, and they want to kind of separate the two worlds. He's done pretty well separating the two worlds. Since he goes back and forth, but no, I don't see that happening. But it was a good fight. It was what we expected. Second round submission. I mean, especially based on Lewis's performances, you knew it was going to go that way.
Yeah,
it's
crazy that
no matter what weight class
that DC is undefeated at heavyweight.
Yeah, I mean it is, but it's not also too, because we've seen him based on his skill set, his mindset, and his championship mentality, and how he's been able to manage both divisions. He started out in heavyweight, so it's and honestly, I think heavyweights are a little bit overrated in a lot of ways. Very
skillful.
Yeah, very few of them are skilled. A lot of them rely on that power, and when you go to light heavyweight, the difference in weight is not a whole lot, depending on who you're fighting against, and the light heavyweight guys are so much more skilled and more agile. and it just shows when some of them go up, they're able to handle a lot of these big boys, and because the big boys can't move.
And DC was the first fighter because Conor didn't do this to defend both titles.
Yeah, first UFC champion to hold two bouts and to defend them.
Yeah,
and to at least have a defense in that time.
Now, before I forget about this, you hear about Cain?
No.
Okay, so Cain Velasquez, for a long time, has been ready to fight.
Yeah,
he's in contract talks with the UFC, and Cain said that if things don't go, if he doesn't get the money that he's asking for, then he's going elsewhere. So he said that you might not see him in the UFC.
Interesting.
So the ball's on the UFC's court. I don't know why the UFC wouldn't pay him. I mean, he's arguably with the best heavyweight of all time.
I think now he realized that he's maybe lost a lot of time. That doesn't necessarily need to be the company man. He's not even really with the company anymore, and there's so many players now.
Yeah, I mean, I think if he went in lower weight classes, I think his age would affect him. But at heavyweight, I think he'll be a young heavyweight.
Imagine him in Bellator.
It's a possibility. I mean, he's in talks right now with Dana White, and Cain said that if they don't pay him the money he wants, he can.
That'll be a big score.
He'll fight elsewhere.
That'll be a big score by Bellator, and that'll even be a big score for like.
He's even talking about going to WWE.
Yeah, I think he's got a bunch of options now. Nowadays, fighters with names have options, and I think one championship can even easily scoop him up. He could fight Brandon Vera for the heavyweight title. I'm sure he'll probably take that, and then there you go. He's a heavyweight champ over in one. They paid a ton of money. Yeah, touring Asia.
He's ready to fight. He's been ready.
Yeah. Bellator, can pick him up, and they have a roster of heavyweights, big fights. They put out a lot of shows in San Jose where Cain lives. So stay close to home, fight the big shows a couple of times a year.
Make that money.
Fuck it. Why not? You got options now. Go to WWE. Do that too. Whatever. Yeah. Do both.
Oh, Vance will pay him a shit ton of money. Make it because he already had a meeting with Vance.
Yeah. Have a contract with Bellator and have it open to do wrestling matches with WWE, and have like a thing. Fuck it. Why not?
It's crazy.
Make your money. You lost a lot of time. You got to make what you can right now.
He's been cleared by his doctor to fight. So
do it. The only thing a knock on him is he's a liability when it comes to
pulling fights.
When it comes to getting injured, he's a liability. So I don't know how. I'm sure it's going to be an asterisk next to his name, and some companies are going to be like cautious about booking him and handling him, and being like, I don't know. Before we go, Ben Askren, Robbie Lawler. This talks about that fight. Do you like that?
Yeah, it's interesting that Ben Askren was putting everybody on blast, but the one person he didn't mention
is Robbie Lawler.
Robbie Lawler. So people were saying that he knew he was gonna fight Robbie Lawler. He did that, but then call him out. Just to have his name out there, which is pretty smart. I don't know. I think Robbie Lawler can win that fight.
I think so too. Keep it on the feet. I think he wins that fight.
Oh yeah, I think he knocks him out.
So there's that. There's still talks about that going on, possibly happening. You have Floyd Mayweather backtracking on the fight with Rizin. They're saying that he was approached by Rizin to do an exhibition fight, just purely for entertainment with a small crowd, nothing big. And that they started promoting it as he's fighting for Rizin, and he's going to be this, he's fighting one of their young contenders, and who's dangerous as hell from what I hear, and that's not the case. So Mayweather just came out saying that they're misinterpreting and putting misleading information out there. So it's not what it seems.
Yeah, I mean, you can't fault Rizin for being confused. I mean, if you have someone fly to Tokyo and do a face-off and do a press conference, it's kind of hard not to assume that this guy's going to go through with it. But in the end, it's not happening, and I'm kind of glad it's not happening.
I'm kind of glad it's not.
I mean, I'm kind of over the whole Floyd thing. Either you're retired, or you're not retired. I mean, and then him fighting in Tokyo, it doesn't make any sense. It makes sense for them, for Japan. But for North America and Canada, I think it doesn't make no sense. No one's going to get up at 5 a.m. to watch a fight. the whole thing didn't make any sense. It was a head scratcher. So I'm kind of glad that it's all done.
And it makes sense for Ryzen. They got free publicity. Everybody was talking about it. Every media outlet in the world was talking about Ryzen.
Yeah, ESPN, Associated Press, everybody.
They got their money's worth. Yeah. They didn't even need to spend a dime. Yeah. So that was it. And then before we go, got one more thing.
Oh yeah. Check the camera. 8 minutes.
Okay, you do it. All right, so before we go, we want to give a shout out to MMABobblehead.com. Here you go. They're gracious enough. David Manley, thank you for sending this. It's a Chuck Liddell MMA bobblehead, official bobblehead. We'll open it right now. Look at this packaging.
Yeah, it has his signature like ice on the shorts.
Yeah, his signature graphics on his shorts, his name, signature on the front, a hand signed by Chuck Liddell himself. Look at this packaging. It's quality stuff. Right here. Foam. Black foam. There you go. There's the man himself.
Yeah. Pretty cool, man.
Actually comes with this little card right here too. Handwritten note. Not handwritten note, but signed.
Yeah. It's a really detailed figure, and you guys can check out all their stuff on MMABobblehead.com. You can follow them on Instagram, MMA Bobblehead. And you guys can order this and have this to be your own. Go ahead and go to MMA Bobblehead. Give your support. And we thank the guys at MMA Bobblehead for sending us this cool.
Thank you, David. Thank you, David, for adding this. This is going into our set right here.
Yes. Yeah, just went to the honor. Go ahead, man. All right, there it is.
Bam.
Part of the family.
Part of the family now. Official member of the MMA Complex set. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, David. Thank you, MMABobblehead.com. Go check them out. They have Brian Ortega. They have Dan Henderson. They have Bruce Buffer. And they have another one coming out early 2019. And they have an announcement coming up soon, later this month. So we'll probably get David Manley back on from MMA Bobblehead. So
awesome.
Thank you to them. Very, very happy to have that a part of our set here.
Yeah.
Before we go, get to some fight picks real quick. You have one championship with Bibiano Fernandez going on this weekend, November 9th. And you have Korean Zombie making his return against Yair Rodriguez, UFC Fight Night 139 from Denver, Colorado. Pepsi Center. Luis Pena on the card. Benil Dariush on the card. Thiago Moraes on the card. Jermaine Duranami making her return against Raquel Pennington. Donna Cerrone versus Mike Perry in the co-main event, and Korean Zombie versus Yair Rodriguez. Jermaine Duranami versus Raquel Pennington. Who do you have for that one?
I'm going to go with Raquel.
I'm going to go with Raquel too. Jermaine is tough. Her stand-up is killer, but I'm wondering how this long layoff is going to be for her. And I know Raquel's been up a little bit of a layoff too, so we'll see how this one goes. Yeah. Donna Cerrone versus Mike Perry.
Mike Perry.
Mike Perry. I'm going to go with Mike Perry too. I think Trinidad Jackson's newly disciplined Mike Perry. You got this beef going on. I think it's going to be too much for Cerrone, and it's too much of a distraction. I think I say Mike Perry takes this.
Yeah.
Korean Zombie against Yair Rodriguez.
I'm going to go Korean Zombie.
Yeah, Korean Zombie? What do you have it going? Third round finish, TKO, submission, decision? I'll probably go Korean Zombie unanimous decision too. Yeah.
Hey, for the first time we got the same picks.
Yeah. So we'll see how this goes. I know, but Yair might just do some spinning freaking kick and knock him out. Who knows? Yeah. All right. Thank you to MMABobblehead.com for sending us the new Chuck Liddell bobblehead here. Thank you guys for watching, listening. Go to MMAComplex.com and check out our new shirts and all things MMA Complex.
Yeah, and you can follow us on social media. You can follow me on Twitter, MMA Complex James. Follow him on Twitter, MMA Complex Josh. You can follow the show, Facebook, Instagram,
Twitter,
all under one name, the MMA Complex. Yeah, thanks again to MMA Bobblehead. You guys want one of this for yourself? Go over there and buy them. Show your support. And next weekend it's a pretty free, fun card. We'll recap all that and more on the next episode. And until then, Enjoy the fights and enjoy your week.